yet another area of what we can call misrepresentative behaviour from Keir Starmer. So Bill Cash is here, former Conservative MP and former chairman of the European Scrutiny Committee. So Bill, very good morning to you.
Very good morning to you too. It's always a pleasure.
Good to see you. I'd like to draw your attention, I don't know if you've seen the FT this morning, but it turns out that, you know, this deal that Starmer's done to be part of the kind of European defence capability, it turns out, according to their front page, that Britain is going to be charged by Brussels for sales, yes, whichever those sales are, even if they're bought from British companies that we should be sort of revelling in. We're going to have to contribute to the cost of them.
This is completely insane.
Yeah.
The reality is that this is all part of a defence arrangement, which is effectively a sellout, so that Starmer can then re-engage with the European Union on his surrender plan. This is what's going on.
Yeah.
And it's going on, it's affecting and fundamentally moving us back towards the European Union the whole time. It is an infringement of our sovereignty. They're bringing in statutory instruments. It's not being properly done. It's completely constitutionally, in my opinion, legally improper.
Yes.
They shouldn't be doing this. We had a referendum. The British people spoke. We left the European Union. We left the European Communities Act 1972, which subjugated us to Europe. And now he is re-engaging. There is no benefit to us, and we're actually paying for the privilege of it. It's a total and utter disgrace.
It really is. And I mean, you and I spoke about this the last time you were on.
Yeah.
Is there a legal remedy for us? Is there a legal way that we can prevent this from being the case?
Well, we've set up a new group, and it's a very powerful group called Stand Up for Our Sovereignty. And actually, people such as myself and John Redwood and really serious Eurosceptics who've been on the job for the last 30 years are all joining together. I won't give you all the names, but I'll tell you, we are working flat out, and we are looking for every conceivable means of trying to get the information out to people. And the more people who join us, the better it will be, because we're facing a revolution. It's called a reset, and they're going to bring in a bill to try and turn the whole thing into what they claim to be a reasonable way of going back into the European Union. There is nothing reasonable about it whatsoever. They're letting down and betraying the British people 100%.
Yes, and we learned just the other day, I wrote about this in the Telegraph, that, you know, we're going to have to pay more money as well into their food standards organisation,
yes,
and their carbon contracts as well. So that's more money that they've committed us to.
Mike, you always ask the right questions. The answer is it's a complete and total sellout. And we left the European Union. We shouldn't be paying money back into it. Some degree of cooperation in NATO, all that sort of thing is absolutely right and the right thing to do. We've been cooperating with NATO since 1949. This is not the same thing. And basically, the whole of the European Union is a shambles, a charade. And I don't know whether your viewers have heard of a man called Wolfgang Munchau. He is the authority on all matters relating to Germany. He wrote a book called Kaputt. He just said it's all over. The economic miracle of Germany is over. And he sets it out in graphic detail. And then you've got the World Economic Forum and all these other people, the Bilderbergers, all the rest. And Starmer is working hand in glove with these people to betray the United Kingdom. That is what is going on. Yeah. And we're now facing a silent revolution. We're making a lot of noise about it because we know what it's doing. It's absolutely unwinding the advantages that we have from Brexit, which are massive. We have our self-government. We have our democracy. We have the right to be able to govern ourselves. That is the point, and he is betraying Britain.
He must be, because, I mean, and you must be right about Germany being on its backside economically, because otherwise why would Friedrich Merz be spending a couple of days in Downing Street with, you know, hugging Keir Starmer and kissing him and doing some kind of ridiculous deal?
And the hug-in with Macron as well.
Right.
And the way they betrayed Northern Ireland, that's another factor. This is a constant theme of betrayal. He always wanted a second referendum, Starmer. He's never changed his position. And what they're doing is by salami slicing, doing it by statutory instruments which have virtually no ability to be able to be checked in the way in which legislation can be done on the floor of the House of Commons. And yesterday they passed another act called the Production and Believe It or Not Metrology Bill, which is now enacted. And that is realigning us with all European laws in that field of activity. It is monstrous, and actually it won't do any good because Europe itself is in a state of complete decline. So what's the point of hitching yourself to a corpse?
Yeah, exactly right. It just seems incredible, doesn't it? A story in the Telegraph today, speaking of the World Economic Forum, how Klaus Schwab basically doctored the figures of the economy on Brexit to make out that Brexit was not actually as advantageous as it should have been. We should have been going up to fourth biggest economy.
And they said we were seventh.
And he put it back down to eighth, actually, I think.
7 or 8.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's just completely typical of the way they go about it.
Yeah.
And the whole concept of the European Union is based on a lack of democracy. They make the decisions in the Council of Ministers behind closed doors, and this is fact. I was chairman of the European Committee for 20 years, and basically they make their decisions behind closed doors. They do it without a transcript. There isn't even like our Hansard. You can't even read what they've said. Right. And basically they make the decisions. This is not ranting territory. This is really serious betrayal. And we are being resubjugated to the European Union in this way.
It is absolutely dreadful, absolutely shocking. But listen, we'll keep on it, I dare say, Sir Bill, and we won't let them get away with it, because I think we're onto them now. And they're not that clever. I mean, judging by how Starmer behaves in Parliament and on domestic issues, he's not smart enough to outsmart anybody.
He's not going to outsmart us, I can tell you, but we need the sort of support of people who will actually back us and make it clear that they won't put up with it either. We're doing a very, 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 very important job in drawing attention to all this stuff, and we will continue to do so. But, of course, they have a majority in the House of Commons, even less votes, however, than even Jeremy Corbyn. They have no mandate for this. This is making people, quite rightly, very, very angry, and they're doing it and getting away with it at the moment, but no longer.
Yes, quite right. Well said. Sir Bill Cash, thank you very much indeed, former Conservative MP and former chairman of the European Scrutiny Committee. David Enfield says, what?